All right, I guess this is going to be episode 179. I'm actually going into a teaching series on teaching this isometric geometric concepts that the Holy Spirit gave me back in 1988. And if you understand it, then you can build your own camps. Tia, enough. So, what we have here, this is your base camp. It could go in the center, or it could also go outside the periphery of the center, but we're going to start right from here. And so what you have in your basic layout, you got this here. This represents your geometric core or geometric center. And you can see here, this is your road allowance that goes around, right? And this is your base camp that's set up using 7 hexagonal modules. They're fairly easy to build once you have the jig set up. So what we have in the center here, this is an 8 or a 16-foot diameter fold down gazebo, but instead of being 4-side or 7-side, this is 6-sided, right? So from the center to here is 8 feet. It could also be 6 feet. 8 foot would be the large scale, and 6 foot would be the smaller scale. But what we want to determine is the geometric core, this area here, and from there you can determine the entirety of the camp. But you have to know your center first. So we start with here. So you have 8 feet from center, and the beauty about these hexagonal shelters or shed shelters, or don't really have a name for them, is that you can expand them. You can actually add a boardwalk around. So now you got 8 plus 8, 16. You got 32 foot from center. So if you want to figure out the area, you take from the center out, which would be 16. Trying to hold the camera and all this at the same time. So 16 times 16 times 3. So that's your area for a 16 foot from center out to the point is 768 square feet, okay? And unlike square building, you couldn't do this with a square building design. It'd be very difficult, right? Because the square is more linear, and this is more of a 360 concept. So you could actually just set up your 8 foot. Now, if you're not going to extend it, if you're 8 feet from center, you would have 8 times 8 times 3, 192 square foot, right? 16 foot across on the diameter. And but for the centerpiece, I'm actually making this bigger, expanding this out 16 feet from center to give you your floor area of 768 square feet. So you'd actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 posts. When you extend out your platform, that would give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more posts for a total of 12 posts. So it'd be like a gazebo that's extended out, and you can also extend the roof area. So this could be all open. And for this concept here, what I'm doing, I'm going to add a third extension or a second extension here. So you're going to be 8, 8, 8. And this is just going to be a boardwalk. So if you got 24 feet, be 24 times 24 times 3. It gave you 1,728 square feet. And as you can see, when you expand outwards, your floor area grows exponentially, very, very quick. And all this can be broken down. In your first extension, that would be broken in half, and your second extension, these would be broken in half, so these could be transported, right? And you can also make these into a second story and make it. It's very easy to take the center and add a second story to it. But the beauty about this kind of concept is that when you got your posts up and when you got your header up all the way around, you can drop in different types of wall systems, right? Open systems, closed systems, balconies, whatever is needed, and they're interchangeable. So you got a building that can be adapted to nearly any use. Okay, now from here, from the center to here, you got 32 feet, and so knowing this whole area is 1728, if you want to find out your geometric core, like for your entire camp, it's go to 1728. You just multiply by 9. So that gives you 1,552 square feet, right? 15,552 square feet. And you want to find how big it is, you divide it by 43560, which is the amount of square feet in an acre. So we give you 0.357 of an acre. So that's how you determine your base camp, which makes up the geometric center for the entire camp, right? And so what I've added to this, so we need, okay, I have to tell you about the sides. So if you're, okay, you'd be 30, 32, 32, and 32. This is from center out. So I give you 32 times 3. Your distance from the center out would be 96 feet, right? So you got 888, no, 888 is 24. So 24, 24, 24. That should be 72. 70. So we got 24 times 3, 72. And we'll times that by 72 times 3, 15,552 square feet. And we divide it by 1 acre, 43560, 0.357. So our cross check works. And so I'm not going to get into this right now about adding the like the buffer or adding a like a space around this. But say if this is your geometric core and you want to figure out the overall area for a camp, you just take 0.357 of an acre times 9. So your camp would be 3¼ acres, right? And one of the things that you want to do, I want to keep this short, we have to come back to our 72 feet from center. So we know it's 72 feet from center. It's also 72 feet per side. Now if you take how could I do this? This does start to get a little tricky. 72 divide by this magic number 0.866025, and you get 83.13. So that's your distance. If this is going to be 12-sided instead of 6-sided, this is where it would be. And all right, maybe we'll do the hypotenuse. So you want to find out the hypotenuse, you take 72 times 0.866025. And so we know it's 72 from center to the point, and from the here to the center, but not the point, to the center, is 62.35, right? Now, oh boy, this works out to about, I should have marked all this down. I did have it marked down. But anyway, we'll just calculate the overall. So we take 72 divided by 0.866025. So we know that we're 72 divided by 0.866025. We know that we're 83.13 from the center to here. Center to here. So we're about, if we minus 72, it's actually 11.13 feet from here to here. So we'll just take 72 divided by 0.866025, 83.138, and we'll square that, times 83.138 times 3, and we get, this is not right. Okay, you do this again. 72 divided by 0.866025, 83 times 83.138 times 3 was 20,000. Okay, instead of 15,000, you have 20,736 square feet. And we divide this by an acre. 43560.476 of an acre. So it does jump, even at adding this little buffer around, which is going to be, for road allowance or whatever. It does bump it up pretty quick. So your actual camp, we'll times this by 9, is 4.28 acres. And so that would make up your an average Goshen camp, right? So you would actually have, this would be your center, and you would have 6 more units all the way around, right? So your arc ships would be set up 1, 2, 3, and your base camps would be set up 1, 2, 3. So you would have equal number of arc ships and equal number of base camps surrounding the geometric core. And like for a long-term camp, what do you want to do with the center is make that into like a spiritual hub, right? This is where everybody meets. But that's the basic layout. I'll try to draw this out. So I just want to give you a rough understanding. It's once you understand how to calculate all this out, it's actually very easy. So I'm just going to leave it here, and I would like your feedback on this. This is Joshua Taylor coming to you with the teaching series on these Goshen communities from here in Boston Bar, British Columbia.